Let's start off our day with something wonderful or hear a story about someone being marvelous. Let's make today Wonderless. This is the show that gives you a daily dose of happy, uplifting, feel good stories from around the world. Welcome to another episode of Wonderless News. I'm Hoyt Christopher. Let's get right to it. All right, so our first segment is Pizza Delivery Driver Rescues Toddler Wandering the City Alone at 3 a.m. What? So a pizza delivery driver in Grand Rapids, Michigan, rescued a toddler that he spotted wandering alone at 3 a.m. The guy's name is Gabe Botello. He works for Villa Pizza, and he said he was finishing up a delivery around 3 o'clock in the morning when he spotted this little girl alone and in the cold. He dropped off the food, and then he went back to look for her. He couldn't find her where he had seen her, but then he did finally spot her. She was where she's curled up between two cement blocks and wearing nothing but a t-shirt, diaper, and socks. So now you're thinking, where was her mom? Okay, so he gets her. He calls the police. He finds out, where she lives. They get her back to the apartment where her mom is, and her mom's like, wow, I had no idea. I thought she was sleeping. Okay, your little kid in a diaper, socks, and a t-shirt wanders out of the house. How do you not know? How do you not know? How does she open the front door? I mean, I'm glad the kid's alive, and this guy's a hero. He's like, no, I'm not a hero. You're a hero, bro. Okay. You're a hero. You saved this little girl. If you hadn't spotted her and gone back after you delivered the food, then, I mean, who knows what could have happened? Who knows what kind of creep could have picked up this little girl? But he did. He saved this little girl, which is fantastic. But I want to say, hey, Mom, really? I mean, thankfully the kid's okay, and the mom's going to be all right too. But I don't know. I guess it's possible. I'm sure I have kids. I have a 7, a 6, and a 3. No one's wandered off on their own at night in nothing but a t-shirt, diaper, and socks and walked the streets of where we live. So I can't say that it's ever happened. So I don't know. But, it's a little surprising. But it's a happy story. She's saved. So next story. The first Viking ship burial found in over 100 years reveals its lost secrets. Okay, so it's been 100 years since they found another Viking ship burial. So the Vikings, from what I understand, is, they would bury a lot of, I think they're prominent, members of their community in these ships. They would sink them. They found another one. Okay, and they actually found the central spine of the ship, which is what is it? It's I want to call it. It's not a rudder. It's the part that goes down in the middle, the keel, right? The keel. Yeah, it's called a keel. So they found this piece, the keel, and it's almost in perfect shape considering it's been there for so long. And they restored that, and they're digging through it, and they're finding that this ship was definitely a burial. It's one of those things where you're finding this piece of history. You get to go through and see, what was in there, what artifacts. This is the Viking Age boats are famous, they say, for having a shallow draft, in part because of their small keels, that middle piece I told you about. So this allowed them to not only go to sea, but also to sail up shallow rivers, right? So they could go to sea, they could sail in rivers. And as yet, no one has been found inside this ship that's buried. But they believe that there's no question that someone is there waiting to be discovered, and somehow they're going to find it by going through the process of, extracting pieces and so forth. So, good news for those Vikings. Those, I have Viking lineage in there. So, hey, find my people. Okay. It's a Wonderless moment of the day, brought to you by Rise by Shaman Angelina. She has an amazing store on Etsy with handmade jewelry, all these little pendants that she sourced the sea glass from the ocean. Very unique. Every piece is one of a kind. So her moment of the day for us is a sea of candles and some cool music. So check this out. Ah, yeah. Candles just moving with that music. So cool. Thank you, Rise by Shaman Angelina. We loved that. All right. Next segment. A 13-year-old boy who sold tea to help earthquake victims is awarded a full scholarship to a university. This is one of my favorite stories. So a 13-year-old boy from Sarajevo has received a full scholarship from the International University of Sarajevo for his efforts to help people affected by earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. This little boy's name is Benjamin. I'm not going to try to say his last name. He set up a stand in Sarajevo and he sold tea to raise money for people in Turkey and Syria that had been affected by the earthquakes that hit northern Syria and southern Turkey last month. So now here, check this out. So he spent his own money to buy the tea. He was spending 4 hours a day in the cold selling tea for around 50 cents US dollars. He raised over $100 and then he used the money to purchase baby wipes, toothbrushes, food, and other things for these people to use. This little 13-year-old boy, okay? I love my kids. My oldest is 7. In 6 years, if he decides to do something like that, I mean, he's a wonderful boy, but I think this is a very unique trait. This little kid did this. He's helping people. He saw a need, and he's taking time out of his own day to do this, not making a lot of money, but spending that money, all of it, to help these people that were affected by these massive earthquakes. So, great story. There's good people out there still. There is still good, positive, feel-good stories and people out there making a difference. So thank you for that story. Now it's time for the Wonderlous Thought. And we're going to talk about giving and helping people out without needing to receive anything. This boy in the story above, he did this to help people. And in turn, he was awarded a full scholarship to go to the university when he's, ready in the next, few years, right? Look, I think there's this commercial that I've seen a couple times. It's like paying it forward, where someone opens the door for you because your hands are full and you're going into, a bank. And then the next time you're going to, at the grocery store and you have a bunch of items and you see someone that pulls up behind you and they have like one or two and you let them go in front of you, right? So paying it forward, not expecting anything in return. And I think that's key. I think, and I'm guilty of this, sometimes I do something and I would like something in return, right? A thank you is great. Not every decision I make is that. I think I do a lot of things without selfishly wanting something in return. But I know it's there, right? We expect things sometimes. This little kid, and for all of us, right? Doing something to help other people and not expecting even for them to say thank you. I mean, you're doing it to help them, opening the door for them, letting them go in front of you, whatever that beautiful task is, that beautiful gift, that beautiful gesture, if you will, not expecting even a thank you, but doing it because it makes you feel good and because it helps somebody. And maybe it does create a snowball of good deeds because of that. That is a great thought for us to really wonder if the more we do, if you try it right today or tomorrow, when you listen to the show, try doing something without wanting something in return, doing something for a family friend, a friend, a colleague, a stranger, and see what happens. I guarantee you at some point you'll feel really good and you made that other person feel good. And watch that courtesy and that appreciation just spread, right? So that's the thought. Well, more thoughts like that. Tell me your story. Share with me your story. Send it to wonderlessnews@gmail.com. Send me a video, a photo, your name, the story. I'll read it here on the show. I want to know more about what you feel is wonderless news in your community, in your life. In the meantime, thanks for watching and listening. I'm Hoyt Christopher. This is Wonderless News, and I'll see you tomorrow.